It was just like, nah, I've never done it before. And just on the fact that they said they couldn't do it, they just denied it. I started from when I kind of got kicked out from school. I charged 250 because if I can make £70 once, I push 500 a week, that's 350.
Yeah.
That's more than a bag a month. 12k a year.
Guys, welcome back to the Last Gen podcast. Today, I've got a special guest, Mr. Any route possible, multiple ways of making money legally. Yes. Yeah, bro. Introduce yourself to them.
My name's Tomi Jimoh. I'm a luxury personal shopper, luxury real estate agent, and also I own my own recruitment consultancy. I'm the leader of the next generation, safe to say. And yeah.
Amen. So, before we start, just gonna let everyone know, on the podcast that you guys saw with YZ, the 19-year-old reseller, I said to you guys, 22 luxury TK, this is what I'm talking about, and they do recruitment. That is not correct.
Yeah, I was even watching it and I was just thinking, like, they go wrong, innit? But I appreciate it at the same time.
Yeah, we shouted them out. But,
Yeah,
you're
trust
quite
me.
wrong, mate. So explain to them what 22 Lux Group is.
22 Lux Group, essentially, we're a property sourcing team. So we specialise in helping people find that sort of investment deals to place capital inside. And at the same time, we help people source property as well. So let's say if you came to me and you're looking for a house to live in or house to rent, me and my team will be able to accommodate you as well.
Sorry, what can I... Is that just London or...
Ideally, we specialise in London, but at the same time, if you're looking like around the country, or even like I would say Dubai as well, because we do have connects in Dubai. But right now, I want to focus on what we specialise in.
Yeah, I feel like even with a lot of people, like when they do too many things, I kind of...
It's true.
Yeah, leaves the focus and then it's kind of just messy a tiny bit. So yeah, explain yourself. To your name's Tommy. How did you get here today? Property.
What, in property?
A property.
Because obviously man does a little bit of things, innit?
Okay,
So,
explain to them what else you do.
in terms of what else I do luxury personal shopping as well. That is where I source items for my clients. I help style them, with outfits and whatnot, and I just make a profit from that.
You and YZ are good friends.
Why is he like?
Yeah.
You get me? Me and Razzie go way back. You get me? We go way back. And I feel like that's just the benefit of having people within your circle. Because like he inspires me and I know I inspire him, at least hopefully. You get me? So people within my circle, having those type of people, it pushes me to do more. Because even when, let's say, when we went France, it was a very, like, I even liked that trip as well.
You guys went together?
Yeah, remember? It was for my birthday.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! And you took that picture?
Yeah, so we did.
team pic.
We're doing proxy together. I'm not gonna explain what that is. You get me? But yeah, we're doing that together, and then like let's say he's getting deals. I'm waking up. I wake up earlier than him, so I wake up like from like 7 to 8 a.m. He's waking up a little later, but he's waking up with orders, so man has to wake up 2 hours earlier to make sure that man's getting
match
that
it.
deal. Do you get me? I have to match motion always, literally. Bro.
Property, reselling, and the recruitment. Now you can explain to them.
Recruitment. With recruitment, I own a consultancy. That's a team that helps people get jobs. Essentially with that, people pay me a fee, and then from there, I help them optimize their CV and also help them find a role. With that, it's not guaranteeing the job, but it's guaranteeing interviews. And if you don't get the interview, you get refunded. Even with that right now, we're launching onto the next sort of phase. I always keep on repeat.
Have you ever had any like issues with people and their interviews and that?
100. There's
Go
always
on,
issues.
what's that
But there's
maddest
issue.
story?
Maddest story, I would say someone went to their interview and like I remember this as well. Someone went to their interview. They were like, the people were calm with everything they could do, yeah. But what they said is that, let's say the company asked them if they could do like, let's say wash plates. I think it was washing plates as well. And they was just like, nah, I've never done it before. And just on the fact that they said they couldn't do it, they just denied them. And then the person came back to me and was complaining. They were talking it up, and I was just saying that's why. It wasn't. I wouldn't say it's the maddest story, but I would say it's the story that I will remember to this day. Because, like in this life, yeah, if you want something, especially with a job, in this life, if you want a job, you're going to have to do whatever. I would always. That's what I tell my clients from now on. Ever since that day, you do whatever it takes to get the job. So let's say you've never washed plates before, but at home you wash plates. Please tell the company you can wash plates.
Fake it till you make it.
It's not fake it till you make it, but act like you've been there before.
Yeah,
Because you're there to get a job, bro. Like you're actually there to get a job. So please act as if
He
you've
said
been there
I've
before.
never washed plates before.
Yeah, he said he's never washed a plate. No, he said that he can't wash plates. Like he's never done it for a job. Like he's never been paid to do it.
That's just silly.
It's silly. And then I was thinking, then he's come home and said like, oh, I thought this was guaranteed. I was just like, let's break it down. Let's chill. First of all, let's take a break.
How did he tell you that? Oh, I said this and that.
He was, first of all, he's mad, obviously, and then I told him, oh, take a breather now. Let's actually talk about
it. Are you guys in person?
No, he's a person, innit? But like, obviously over text.
Oh yeah.
I don't need to meet up with these people. I've got too much to do. But yeah, now it's over text, you know? And now he's telling me, oh, I told him, cool, explain to me how it went. I always do that for anybody that fails the interview, just so I can understand from a recruiter's interviewer person point of view why they denied you. So now he showed me, it went well and whatnot. But when it got down to the last final stages, and there's quite a lot of people here, they've asked me, have I washed plates before? Have I been paid to do that? And I just be like, no, I don't know if I could do it. And then I was just like, that's where you went wrong. Because how can you go to an interview, there's loads of people there. Like, I shouldn't, of course, I will always advise you the best thing. And I might have not told you that before, but at the same time, it just takes a little bit of audacity to be able to tell them you can do what you can't do and then adapt to it later in the future.
That don't make no sense. I feel like that might have been nerves that kicked in, because I know, like, if I'm in store and we're like buying pairs and it's like a hype drop and there's bare people behind me,
you know it as well. We do it all the time.
It's like, okay, I need to get the or even go Lebanese grill. Yeah. When I go Lebanese grill and there's bare guys behind me, I'm like, chicken shit, chicken wrap.
Yeah. You just say what is there, so you can take it.
Yeah, that guy.
But I feel like it happens, innit? And I understand that not everybody will be used to the sort of interview process. So I just told them, advised them, show them out. Literally.
With me, it's like, if I know that saying one thing or saying the next thing is going to get me the job, I'll just say it, even if I don't know.
Because
I can go home and study. I will study it and I can go home and
you can adapt to it. And I feel like even like us as young people, I feel like that's what sometimes older people might complain about. Like, we're not really as eager to adapt as the older generation was. Yeah. And I feel like, bro, that's what I put on my responsibility, to help people like this. Because, bro, you can come to me and like, nobody would have told you the truth in the past about yourself. If you come to me and I see your CV and I see, cool, you worked 1-2 jobs, but you've gone to 1 interview or 2 interviews and they haven't taken you in, and you're the right age, you have the right experience, I will generally tell you, next time you go on that interview, make sure you give them no reason to deny you.
I feel like someone told me that when you go to interview, you should ask questions back to show your engagement and to show that you actually have interest in the job.
But at the same time, bro, I feel like because people have watched so much interview prep, they're programmed before they go to interview. If someone's come, like, even when I'm interviewing people for thing, I'm not looking for someone that's programmed to ask me the same questions. Do you like your job? How long have you been working there? I'm looking for someone to actually show that, first of all, they can add value to my company. Let's say even for ordinary hospitality position, if someone comes to me, if I want someone to come to me and I'm going to ask them, what experience do you have? If they want to ask me a question now, I want them to ask, like, what value, where do you see yourself in the next couple of years, and why have you chose to work at this specific company? From there, I can understand the person's kind of on their own path. And if I can see someone's on their own path, especially when you guys are talking about the drift in the last episode, someone's on their own path, I can actually understand they're going to add value to my company. That's the type of work I want to have. Do you get me?
No, that makes sense. I think people just, it's like people need someone to walk them step by step.
Hold their hand.
Yeah, through everything.
And that's where you make money.
That's
you get me? That's where you make money. Holding people's hands.
Help you. If you just pay me and I'll do it for you. But
that's what I'm saying.
That's also an issue, I'd say. I feel like people don't take initiative, and then it leads them to kind of just shell out, like, be hidden and hide, and that's why you don't break their comfort zone, and they lead to
doing other stuff.
Yeah, doing other stuff.
From other sort of means. Makes sense.
So now, your main focus is property. You said deal sourcing, selling.
Yeah, luxury sales.
And you told me before that you used to do management.
Yeah.
Why don't you do management anymore?
I remember you talked about this story before. Management, Lord. Management, I would say, is something that's very, very lucrative. But at the same time, you got to do it the right way. And I feel like, obviously, when I started it, my journey of starting it was very funny. I'll be happy to say it. So I started from when I kind of got kicked out from school.
What age was that?
17.
And so you're in college?
No, I was in sixth one, but I got kicked out sixth one. So now I've started that from there, and I initially did it to add it to the service of, you know how we do like luxury personal shopping. I just wanted to add it to there because I've seen a couple people post it, like even a couple of our friends, like ISR. I remember posted it, and he just posted apartment available, and I was just like, cool, these guys are older than me. Replicate. If it works for them, it'll probably work for me.
Definitely.
So now man's just added it. I posted a couple of apartments up, and I've had a couple of people inquire me, and I was just like, okay, let's see how this can work. The thing is, it's all about, especially within property, it's all about networking. Do you know? So now man's looked around, seen who has properties, who do I know that has apartments available to do, and now I found a cousin of a reseller that we know, especially from your side, and then he's now said he does have it, and he's told me the price, he told me the location. I showed it to my client, cool, closed deal, I get payment. So now I think off my first deal, I charged 250. My man told me £180, £70, and the first deal I never went to the apartment.
So your first deal was at 17?
Yeah. Damn. So that's my first sort of apartment sort of sale. So now cool. My client's gone to him, it was a one night stay. Perfect. Everything was fine. Now I called my man, I was like, cool, thank you for the service. Man's gonna try push this more. Because if I can make £70 once, I push 5 in a week, that's 350. Yeah. That's more than a bag a month. 12k a year. That's another reliable sort of avenue of income. So now cool. We've done that, like, I remember 2 more times. This apartment's in East London, yeah. He's from North London. We've done that another 2 more times, yeah. And then cool. The one issue with my guy, between me and him, was the fact that...
This is the owner of the apartment?
We'll get to that. He's not, for now, he's the owner. To me, he's the owner. Yeah, I'm a young boy. I'm just getting in. For me, he's going to be the owner. I don't ask too much questions because he might just think he asks too much and he's just bumping. Yeah. So now, cool. Now, it's come to this one time, yeah. I have a client coming to stay for 2 nights. And cool, my man's from...
Is this like the weekend?
Weekend, it's like a Friday.
Do you guys... Like, you see, we'll get to it.
Because I know you're going to ask that. Cool. So now, cool, it's a Friday, yeah? Bro, now he's asked... He's told... He have his number. And I have
client's number?
No, I have the guy that is the owner at this point in time. I have his number. He doesn't answer. And deeper, I'm up from early. So I'm calling this guy. I'm saying, cool, what's the check-in information? If his client's going to check in by themselves, are you going to meet them?
But this is a new property, not the one in East London.
It's the same property, East London property.
Then why don't you understand, like, because remember you done it for the £70 one.
The £70, I never went there. Remember I said I didn't go there.
So how did the client check in?
He went he bucked her there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so then he's bucked her there, he checked her in, he's just sold me. And I always get...
It's a woman?
Yeah, it was a girl.
I feel like girls are sometimes terrible in business. Like, they just...
It depends. I feel like, especially... It depends.
You see, when I've been running Ralph Lauren discount and doing Ralph Lauren orders, this girl said to me, I don't want to go in store today because it's raining. I said, it's raining. It's making you not want to...
That's the type of excuse.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, carry on.
But yeah, what's it called? So cool. Now my guy's, he hasn't replied. It's got to 5 and he's just been like, just call this number. My boy's going to meet you there. Cool. Now, cool. I'm calling this boy. His boy said, cleaner's taking long. I'm still there. The client's supposed to check in at 5. I don't check until 7. 2 hour wait. I told client to come for 8 anyway, just to have a little bit of time to chill on the AP, get content and whatnot, because it's my first time there, first ever time. So cool. Now I've met this guy. Whatnot. My man's pulled up in his Audi. He has his girl in the passy, making a hell of a noise. I was just like, cool. This guy should be calm. So then now he's took me upstairs. I shook his hand, and then I was like, what are you saying? Like, so what do you do property with him? He was like, no, I'm the owner. Then from that moment, I clocked I was getting middleman. And when he told me the prices, cool. My man was charging at that time
180.
It was a 1 bedroom, I believe. So it was my man. Remember, I was getting charged 180.
Yeah.
When I asked him now, after I've checked my client and whatnot, everything's good. Now, as I'm cutting out, he says, "I'll take my number," because this guy, he takes too long. He's on a long thing. He said, "Just take my number. Go through me next time." Now, next week, I've got another booking. I'm starting to get a bit of consistency. Yeah? He told me 120. So then now he told me 120. I thought, there's a whole £60 missing. Like, why was I getting charged 180? So then he told me 120. He asked how much that I charged. I was just like, I charge 180, bro. I don't even do it for the profit. So then he was just like, I can't, bro. I'll just do you 120 for now. At the same price I did my man. Get me clients in as well. So from there, I did it the next week. But I'm still charging 250. So per weekend, I'm making 130 pounds off it. So then now my man's kind of got to trust me, and it's like, cool, just like manage it a little bit for me, and I'll like go through your clients directly if you can provide consistency. And I did that from January to that summer.
Was that 2023?
2023.
Yeah.
I did that from that January to that summer it was good. I made decent profit. We had obviously the low occupation months. It happens, innit? Because on top, like this months build up to summer, especially that year, it was a bit wishy washy. But I had my good times. Do you get me? And then he acquired a 2-bedroom. He gave that to me as well. 2 bedrooms, I'll charge him £350. Even till this day, you go on Airbnb, you don't. Most 2 bedrooms are like 200 to 230.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So I was pushing price, and I was making a good £100 to £200 per booking. Do you get me? So I was making good money. Then I remember that summer, had a little bit of a break. Then we went back to the place where the Kensington one from October when I landed back after my birthday. Now I've got someone that's come to me, said, "Oh, what can you get clients in for this as well? Manage it for a small time."
So this is a new person. How did they message you?
That one, I think I stayed at the place.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I stayed at the place, and because naturally I'm an inquisitive person, I always make sure I get the number, the contact of the owner. Then I was just like, oh, like how did you get into property? And it's just like, obviously we do it, but we have other business that we mainly focus on, and he's a full-time teacher. So I was just like, I could show you what I do, and I could take it off your hands for a little bit, see what we can do, innit? Like worst case scenario,
let's
like,
go back to
it's not like a legal binding contract, even though we should have. But at the same time, he could just like do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah,
that was good. Popped off till February. Then that February now comes. Deep. I'm chilling in bed. I've made my profit for the morning. 2 p.m. I had a client check in, but he checked in. I met him the day before, gave him keys. We got security cameras all around the block. So worst case scenario, I just had to go there. It was in Kensington. I'm from South London. Yeah. So then now the owner's he has security cameras, and then I'm logged into it as well, but I didn't check it. So then now he sent it to me to show me, why is there a group of people walking out with TVs and mirrors? Do you get it? Like, TVs and mirrors, bro.
They're walking out with TVs and mirrors.
Do you get me? They're walking out with TVs and mirrors. Then I'm like, no, wrong person. I refuse to believe it. Then he now sends me the video. I'm actually chilling in bed. I finished my day, and I'm seeing TVs and mirrors going out. And then all I see is, sort it out now. Swear. So then now I'm belling off the clients, now I'm belling off. And this is a well-known client with me. I'm very familiar with him. Like he spent like over £3,000 with me. So then
for your luxury,
my luxury personal shopping service. So then man's thinking, why is he staying in TVs for? So then now I see all of these group of guys like
how many man is there?
It was like, I think they had a party the night before, because then when the cleaners came, they showed me pictures of Smart Whip and whatnot. And then I just had to, I lost the relationship with my man, because my man said, oh, from there, like, he doesn't really trust me. And I heard it, but at the same time, there was a way we could have gone about it, where we could have resolved it. And it could have led to, like, we could have done more business.
I mean, it's not like it was a back door. It was
like a inside job. Like, he could see in the camera, like, I've checked him in, everything's cool, like, what? But this just happened. But with management, I feel like I'll get back into it. Okay. But I feel like, especially with the properties I'm trying to acquire in the future now, within the next couple of months, I will probably pay someone to manage it for me. You get me? Or get like, I'll probably try to train some people, then get them to manage it for me, and then that's just like building another opportunity for someone else.
Because I know there's like, when I wanted to get into property, I was just looking for any means necessary. So I know that there's see, now I'm looking like I didn't do my research. You can buy, is it
R2,
you explain all of that.
There's rent to service. If you're talking about strategy,
strategy.
There's rent to service to accommodation. There's BRRR, that is build. I think that's buy, refurbish, refinance, and rent. Yeah. So essentially, with that sort of strategy, you're buying a house, you're then adding value to it via refurbishing it or converting it, or whatnot, and then you're refinancing it, because if you're buying through like a mortgage or whatnot, then you're gonna actually increase the value of it. So then you're able to refinance and get your better mortgage. You can pull the money out, and then you'll still have to pay your monthly payments. However, now you have that bigger cash flow, because obviously you've added value to it. And then from there, the strategy is to rent it out from there. So it's a very reliable sort of strategy for if you're trying to get into property.
So what made you choose, so you don't do management as much? No. What strategy are you doing roughly?
Right now, with the sourcing, I specialise in service accommodation. Okay. Some of my other team, they do other strategy. But for me, I like service accommodation.
What made you choose service accommodation?
Because coming from, I'll say like, what I used to do before, obviously, the legit lifestyle, I would say the fast money. Not fast money, but the way you can make a lot very quickly. And I'm someone that where, especially with the way I live and the way I carry myself, every single day I'm trying to give myself at least one more opportunity to make a mad amount. Do you get me? Because especially us, man, that are self-employed, I feel like that's what you have to do. Because let's say, especially with like, let's say service accommodation, you can actually let's say you're paying, you can actually make like £1,000 to £3,000 on top of your rent, and that's like not passive, especially if you're doing with management. But you can make that, and you don't have to do as much job as if you had a 9 to 5.
Yeah, that's
You get me?
still, yeah.
Then you do £1,000 to £3,000 extra per month. That's 36 bags per month. You add that to that's enough to go towards a deposit into a yard. And then, bro, it's just about like creating sort of wealth, and just I feel like it's very, very reliable. You get me?
I think a lot of people that do property, they think, or they want to do property, they think that it's a mad investment or it's a lot of money needed.
Yeah.
For you, like, how much did you need to make a mad investment?
Nah, I don't think I did. But that's just I feel like that's through the avenue that I chose. I feel like it will be a lie to say you don't need money to start property, especially with like deal sourcing. Even if you're doing deal sourcing, there's certain insurances and compliance that you have to have, even when starting it. So you have to pay for that. That can like cost you up to like £500 to £750
per deal.
Yeah, no, not even per deal. Like just one up, and then you're covered for like a year or two. But let's say you're actually trying to build profit wealth, because there's cash flow. If you're trying to like focus on cash flow and having as much money per month like as soon as possible, or there's long-term passive income, and that's like actually acquiring properties in your name and making sure that you're actually buying the right properties in the right locations. So I feel like properties is fun. Don't get it twisted. It's fun, but at the same time, it's not like free. You actually have to have some sort of motion. You have to have something going for you aside from it when you're getting into it. So that worst case scenario, you give yourself 6 months to try it out, 6 to 12 months. If it doesn't work, you have something to fall back on. You get me?
I feel like a lot of people don't understand that nothing worth it happens
overnight. Literally
6 to 12 months. I feel like I was doing, when I was like, service accommodation, that's me. I was watching a free course on YouTube by this guy. He's based in London, and I was just watching. I was studying. I was following it. I was like, whoa, this is possible. Obviously, he was telling us how you have to go out, network, talk to
different people,
property owners. I feel like with the community, it's common that everyone's scared to go out and take that step by going out and talking to people, networking, saying to someone, like, as YZ said, like, losing that shame and saying, oh, I need help. Can you help me? He's like, do you go to like networking events or?
I would say I'm king of networking.
Yeah.
So make sure first of all you follow me on LinkedIn, Tomi Jimoh. Trust me, we're trying to hit 10k before the end of the year.
How much are you on now?
2,300.
10k is easy. Yeah,
it's possible. You get me? Possible. We're gonna focus on that. But I say where it stems from is when we used to do when I used to work at Inside Success.
I used to work there as well.
Yeah, I think
amazing opportunity.
It's amazing. Let me not say if I recommend working there, but like it's a good place to start with, because that, I would say, that built me.
Character.
Do you get me? Because I know, like, first of all I had an ego. Like, man's coming with I make money on the side anyway. Like, I make money every day of the week. Man, why is man going to knife crime, and then I'm basically going to arts people, like, I'm trying to persuade them just to donate me £20. Do you get me? But from there, I kind of took it within myself to, I have to understand it, because first of all, I'm getting paid to work. You get me? So I have to understand how I do it and what they're actually asking me to do and the skills required to be able to succeed in it. I would say for free, the first 3 months, I was absolutely, I can't swear. Can I swear this?
We tried to stop.
I'll shit on it. You get me? I'll shit on it. You get me? Like, I was absolutely horrible at it. Like, I used to barely bang ticks. Ticks, by the way, like when you're getting sales in. Point? Yeah, barely bang points. So then now, I remember because now I'm working between 2 companies. I forgot.
When is this?
This is 2023 summer.
Yeah, okay, go.
Yeah, do you remember? I forgot what my man's name is. But it was a big scandal, and he's now gone to another company. He set up his other company.
Bags.
Yeah, it was Bags, and then Bags now created another company. A couple of boys from Inside Success went up there, and then cool. I remember. I don't want to say the names I didn't really like at the time as Inside Success, but man didn't agree with too many things they were doing or how it was being run. So then I'm doing couple weekends at Inside, and I'm doing a couple weekends at Bags' new company. Bro, Bags' new company, like, I'm on a better deal there. I'm actually a team leader there, and I've been given authority. So then now I'm kind of in mind, because I think I like to do things. So then now they're showing me, like, there's targets. Bro, every single day I'm given 5 new people, but I have targets. And once you don't have once you don't hit this target, you have to come back to the office and explain why you didn't hit them targets. bro, deep it. Remember that was November time. So now November to December. No, it was October times. October to December. Now there'll be good days, but it was cold as well. Remember, it's getting cold now.
Oh, winter is not.
So now,
good.
deep it. All of them skills that man's thinking, I wouldn't have to do. I'll be able to just bother it, and I'll just get paid per the hour. Now I actually have targets, and I don't hit them targets. I have to hold myself accountable. Yeah. So then now it's getting a bit like man's actually coming back.
Getting a bit pressure.
You get me? I'm feeling the pressure a bit because now my boys that have trusted me to put me in this position of authority and actually help these people bring in sales for the company. Essentially, bro, we're coming back. We're doing less than 100 points. So then man's kind of like looking back at me.
What was the target for points?
I think it was like 150 back then. 150, 200. And I'm seeing other people hit it, but they don't look like me. And I wouldn't think they'll be able to do it. So then from there, it's just, I built the courage. I can't I had the audacity because then they started to say, oh, you're not going to be paid if you don't get the certain amount of ticks. And when someone starts, messing with my money, I'm not paying a buck, you get me? Like, I was like, cool, say no more. Everybody that comes out with me, I'm going to set target. I'm going to show them, if you're not going to work, please go home. Because I'm not going home till today if I don't hit this target. Do you get me? I'm trying to make my money.
That drive, yeah.
I'm trying to cut. Do you get me? So then, from there, I remember from November to December, there was like a month straight, I was jigging properly. As in, I would set a time, we're there from 12, we don't leave till 6. We're on the strip, we're making sure we're talking to people. Every single person that talks, every single person I'm talking to, I can even say the script off head. That's how much it's
I can do as well.
You get me? It's messed with my head, bro. I'm saying, yes, hi, madam, madam, please, I just want 2 minutes of your time. And I feel like that defaulted me to become the salesperson I am today. Do you get me? Because from there, I was able to just have that audacity, and I feel like that audacity in me may be able to succeed in everything else I do. Because directly from that, where did I go? That's when I went full time into personal shopping. Okay. And then I was able to understand, bro, like when I'm talking online with these sort of clients, like even though these clients have they might be richer than me, or they might have more money than me at the time, or they have more money to spend than me, bro, I'm going to talk as if we're level to level. I would not let a client come act big to me. Even when I had a couple famous clients, I will tell them the price. If you're trying to negotiate with me, you can hit the door. Do you get me? And I feel like that's where I kind of got a little bit, I became well known because on my story I used to be like, if you're not payment ready, don't message me.
I feel like with you're very controversial Snap. You're like, guys, just be serious.
Yeah,
like,
be serious.
Screenshot. Yeah. I think that's a lot. Sometimes it's a bit unprofessional, screenshotting the chat and saying, this guy's wasting my time. Don't come like this guy at my man and that.
You get me? No, but I feel like when I was first starting,
it does set a tone though.
It sets a tone, and when I was first starting, you had to be controversial to make a difference.
You did.
You get me? Because I know people that I started like similar time frame, but they're not on the same sort of level, you could say, in terms of our journey. And I knew from that point, like especially with learning from other sales experience, you had to be controversial to make a difference. Do you get me? Because let's say now I'm posting the stuff, I'm like, if you don't have the dollar, don't bother. Remember that? I had a lot of people saying that.
Yeah, it made sense.
If you don't have the dollar, don't bother. If you're not payment ready, please don't message me because I don't have time for it. And even though back then I had time for it, it set the tone, and I had a lot more serious clients in. Do you get me? And even I was teaching that to my little bro as well. Like I was showing him.
How old your bro?
He's like 16,
okay,
and he just sourced his first deals yesterday. Shout out M1 O&O. Trust me, he's gonna make it. Do you get me? That's the next me. So literally, I was showing him from a young age because I used to take him on these deals, bro. See this client, I just made £120 off him, and he's gonna respect me the same way, even though like he's just paid me. Do you get me? He understands that me as the supplier, I will go like miles for my clients, but it's just mutual respect and understanding me as a business person. I'm very serious. You get me?
I think with me, I don't think I've had any controversial situations, but you've done one thing that especially a lot of young black people don't do, and put themselves on social media.
Oh, my face and that.
Yeah. TikTok, Instagram, you're there. Yeah. Even on Snapchat as well, when you're heavily in the luxury selling stuff. What made you say, I think it's time to do this? Because even my friends are like, nah, bro, I can't do that. Even me starting the podcast, I was like, all them girls that in the past, man. But bro, it is what it is. So what made you say, yeah, I'm gonna do it?
I think with that, first of all, you got to go down to the basics. I'm a good-looking guy. Do you get me?
Let them know it is.
You get me? I'm a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So, man's not really going to... As much as, obviously, you got to be humble in that, bro.
Confidence.
Confident. I learned from a young age, like for myself, bro, I want to build a personal brand. Do you get me? I want to make sure that in 10 years' time, even if I die, people are going to remember the name. They're gonna remember the name, and they're going to remember what I've done for my people and what I've done for people around me. Do you get me? So even with like posting the face and that, especially where I'm from, I could say like some people around me, they can't actually do that just because like issues you might have, safety and whatnot. But it's just the initiative and just understanding how to act around it. Like a lot of people can say they see my face on social media. I've made sure that over, like, even if you check my analytics and whatnot, I got like over 200,000 views just within the space of the year. Do you get me? But I've made sure that I'm not even accessible like that for you to see me on a day-to-day basis, for you to even try and interrupt my safety. For example, me, like my day-to-day, I don't actually meet any sort of new people. Like if I'm meeting my property owners or if I'm having a meeting, it's in a secure space, whether it's Canary Wharf or even if people are coming to my local cafe. Like I'll make sure the times I'm going, and it's just about taking that extra step, just understanding, you know, those sort of precautions are taking place to make sure your safety's calm. And even online, I feel like, especially with the time I started, I remember that because I'm showing my face, people understand I'm legit. Do you get me? Like someone that's a scammer, let's say a scammer wouldn't show their face.
It's hidden behind the camera.
It's hidden behind the camera.
Or the screen, yeah.
He doesn't have the audacity. And it goes back to having the audacity to be able to challenge people's sort of views. And I remember, even when I'm talking to people that have more experience than me in the luxury sort of space, they're showing me that, people might try and look for you and whatnot. And like, I say, like, if I'm providing such a good service and I know that the value that I'm offering to people and I'm actually like affecting people's life positively, like regardless of what service it is, I should never be scared of like someone knowing my face. Yeah. And you get me? And I feel like I've had my good times, and obviously I'll say because I'm like a less like maybe like an introvert sort of person. Obviously there's times where a man's out and then there's bare people, they're saying, oh, that's him. But then it's just about knowing who you are. Yeah. Do you get me? Knowing that, cool, this is the path that I chose, having a personal brand, people are going to recognize me, but just understanding, cool, hi, what you watch my content. And I feel like I will never be afraid or ashamed to talk to someone. Let's say, especially like, I think I remember the other day I was in Peckham, that's where I'm from originally. When I'm in Peckham, I just see someone come up to me, he's on a bike, he's covered his face. I'm thinking, oh, like, what, he wants to have a convo. He just stopped me, he's like, bro, I see your real estate thing. I'm really trying to get into it. I just left school, whatnot. Bro,
wait, he's bellied up on the back. Yeah,
he's it's you would have thought I was getting robbed.
Yeah, man.
And then I was just calm because I know these tappers, like, bro, it's just chat to him. So then, cool. Now he's come talk to me, and he's showing me, I see your real estate thing. Your boy's even talking to me, and my boy's talking to me about it. Like, how can I get involved? And I was just like, bro, take my number. We'll have a call later. And I feel like that's who I do it for. The people that like might be in less privileged areas where there's not really opportunities, there's not really representation. I do it for them so that they can actually see me, they see my face, especially the people that go to that knew me from like a young age. They knew that, bro, anything is possible. Yeah. You get me? Because I've come from an entrepreneur background from a young age, and I've never sort of gone to, let's say, I've never gone to like Kensington. I'm not from Central. I'm from South East London, where, you know,
to be able to,
it's not the best of areas. But I show like, bro, representation, I show it's possible. And I feel like that's just the best thing.
Okay, so you went from obviously working sales, then you went full-time reseller, then you done the management, and then what was after management?
Management, then it was going into luxury sales.
Okay, yeah.
Luxury sales, I think that's the thing that changed my life. I can say within the last sort of year or so. Obviously, it's because it's a commission-based role. I wouldn't say it's the easiest, but like if you were to ask me as a, like, I would say high value individual, 18 years old, bro, that's the best thing you could do. Because you go into commission sales, you're holding yourself accountable. There's no backup. There's nobody coming to save you. You get me? So you're forcing yourself to put in a shift.
If you don't get paid, if you don't work, you don't get paid.
You don't work, you don't get paid. Do you get me? And that, I feel like that just turned me on. And then that leads up to me being able to sell the property that I did sell. Back in May, 1.3 million.
How? Explain to us 1.3 mil, because we applauded you on the episode of YZ. So explain what that property, explain how it kind of happened.
How it kind of happened, obviously I was doing my prospecting, and then I kind of ended up meeting a client who was struggling to sell their property with a traditional estate agent. I kind of held that market appraisal with my big brother, Risng. Shout out to him as well, one of the best guys you can ever meet. I held the market appraisal with him. Now we showed them our strategy, what we can do, and they fell in love with it from there. Then we did the marketing video. Everybody saw the marketing video. That was kind of crazy, the support I got on that as well. And then from there, just we followed the whole process through, and then sold like that.
Did it take long to sell?
I think it sold within 2 weeks, and we're just about to near completion within the next sort of week or so. So I feel like it's been one of the best experiences, definitely, because it made me learn a lot especially with like the whole like how people can support you in terms of like big achievements. Because I'm seeing cool. Everybody sees the 1.3 mil, but people don't see that the 100 door knocks that man did before before man hit the 1.3 mil. So that when I'm able to share this, especially the content that I'm trying to put out recently, when I'm able to share like my journey with like even just doing that and what I'm just about to achieve as well, because I show people, bro, man sold 1.3 mil yards. That's not what I've done for my life. You get me? I'm trying to sell at least 3 to 5 more yards by the end of the year. You get me? So then I can now say by the end of the year, let's say I have like 5 mil sold worth of property. So right now it's just only like 1.3 mil. 5 mil by the age of 19, I think it's fair.
That's amazing.
It's amazing, isn't it? And that's something that people don't do within their whole lives. So, yeah, man.
So, are you going uni? Do you think?
Nah.
When did you realise, oh yeah, uni, it's not for me?
I would say even till, I don't think till this day I know. You get me? Obviously, man's Muslim, so there's also the aspect of how is it going to get funded, because I don't want to like raise capital myself or like put that burden on my mother. But I would say that from, let's say 16, I was always questioning it. Do you get me? Because I'm like, obviously I'm money motivated. When I'm thinking, oh, what's the best sort of thing? Let's say I want to hit 100k as soon as possible. By the time I'm sort of 18, 19, 100k sort of, and I'm comfy. I'm thinking, if I go uni, is that an avenue? Like, is it actually possible? And then obviously I was having that thought, but when I'm 16, I don't really have to think about it. So now man's 17. I remember I asked ISR, big shout out to him as well, my brother. I asked him, because he's a couple of years older, would you recommend me going to university? And he said, it depends what you want to study. And I think that that's something that I ever held to this day. It depends what you want to study, because I feel like a lot of people, they go online, they say uni shit. But it depends if you know what you want to do with it before you get there, you're fine. Especially if you want to like study medicine or something, or law, you get there, you take your degree, you get your job after, you're panned.
I feel like with that, what I should have said I think I said it, I might have said it on the YZ episode, is that with the avenue or the degree that you take, the percentage of people that make a certain amount in that degree, like for example, if the average doctor makes 10k a month, that means that when you do the PhD and the doctorate, that the likeliness of you getting 10k a month is kind of high compared to if you've done another degree that the average person gets paid 2k a month with the degree, and it's like, okay, so
But I feel like people don't do that though.
People don't.
They don't do their checks.
Accountability.
It comes down to accountability and actually understanding yourself. What do you want for yourself? Do you get me? Because it's easy to say, oh, I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a businessman, or I want to go into finance. But if you don't break down and actually have that target of what role you want to go into, bro, you're just gonna be drifting. Like we said before in the other episode, you're just gonna be drifting and you're wishy-washy. And drifting, that comes with time. And time is the one finite resource that you can't buy. Do you get me? It's finite. You can't buy time at all, bro. Like, it's something that everybody wishes they had more, but they don't, and you can't control it at all. So within the time frame that you're wishing about, you don't know what to do. And I feel like that's what ends up happening to people that go to uni. At least like some people, and then they end up like either getting not useless degrees, but degrees that they probably won't use in the future. And with me, I understood from a young age, even though like me and my mum have a good relationship. My mum's pushing it onto me, but my mum knows I got the heart to. If I say,
what country are you from?
Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
You get me? I got the heart to tell my mum I can't lie. If I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it, and nobody's gonna force me. And then obviously we had our arguments there and there, especially with what was happening when I used to go to school. But I feel like it just came back to myself understanding nobody's gonna save me if I fail. Do you get me? Nobody's gonna be like, oh, here's your handout, here's your 100k here's your silver spoon, here's your 100k that you wanted when I fell, and I haven't got the results that I wanted. So from there, I knew it's within my sort of understanding to understand what I want, and I know from natural that I want to own businesses, and I also want to have, I want to inspire. I want to inspire people. Did you get me?
Did your mum have her own business going in? Like what?
Yeah, that's
her own business.
But the thing is, my mum has her own business, but it's not her main sort of hustle.
Okay.
Yeah, my mum has a job.
Because a lot of parents, they might feel, like, I'm not too sure, or like, go uni.
Yeah.
So,
do you get me?
Was she supportive of like, okay, TK is making money, doing this and that, let him do his thing? Or do you think uni, she was like a bit more, let's go uni?
I feel like until I show the results, and I feel like that's the only way to actually prove it. Until I show the results to my mum, she wasn't really supportive of it, and I can't blame her. Now that I look back, I can't blame her, because even me as a parent, I need to see that the pathway for my son is actually gonna benefit him in 10 years time. Because deep, my mom has plans for it. Like my mom's like, she's entrepreneur sort of mindset as well. She has property overseas, so then she's thinking, cool, I know eventually he's going to get into that, obviously, because I've done that as well. But at the end of the day, it's about how you get there. Is he going to get that through a degree and work in a job, or what is he going to do? And for me, I used to say a lot of things. I remember when I was younger, I used to say, oh, I wanted to do I want to be a psychologist. I said I wanted to be a footballer. I said I wanted to get into different sort of things. But it wasn't until like 17 that obviously it's kind of clear that I'm going to make it through having a business. Because now, like, I'm 17 and I'm doing per month, I'm doing over 20k sort of revenue across my business. And I feel like most people don't even do that as like 25-year-old plus. So then now as I'm doing that, I'm kind of realizing I'm good at this. And even though my school might not be my thing, I'm actually good at holding like a business and managing it. So then from there, it's just always about building better and actually inspiring people with my story. And even with that, I started trying to translate across social media. That's when I started TikTok, and then I started doing Day in the Lives. And then with Day in the Lives, I'm seeing that people are actually liking my story. Like
people want to know, innit?
People want to know. And then I'm starting to get like 30k views, 50k views, and then I'm thinking, yeah, this is something that man can actually do. Because first of all, I'm getting paid from it. It's actually paying me every single day of the week, whether I have a client or not. But then I feel like, obviously, as man doing that, you come to a point where you want to understand what's the next stage. And with me, it's just I find a new way to like solve someone's life. Do you get me? You see how I post it on my story as well. Every single day, I find a way to make someone's life better.
I feel like if everyone done that, the world would just be an amazing place.
It will, but
that's probably not gonna happen.
It's probably not gonna happen.
Someone 15, 16, 17 says, okay, this guy, he's done multiple things. What would you say from your past, your experiences, if you could put, let's say your young brother wasn't reselling right now, where would you put someone that age, 16, 17, into what field that you've done from experience?
I say stay in school. And then that's a difficult one. If we're basing it on what I've done in the past, actually no, it's simple. Stay in school and then learn sales. Yeah. Stay in school and learn sales. Because I feel like what is everybody scared of? Going broke.
Yeah.
If you learn sales, you can never be broke. Should I say it to the camera?
Good.
If you learn sales, which one? That one.
Yeah.
If you learn sales, you can never be broke. Honestly, because if you learn, like from us, like from me doing inside at a young age, I can sell anything.
No, that's true.
Do you get me? And that even comes to, do you remember I was posting cookies? my cousin came to my yard. He just decided to whip up like some old cookie that was in them, you know, them little leaflets. I mean, not leaflets.
The sachets.
Yeah, sachet. He whipped that up. It was like 11 p.m. Bro, man posted it. I was like, £5 a cookie. Don't message me if you're not paying already. Do you get me? £5 a cookie. Everything flew that night.
£5.
£5 the cookie. Oh, my phone's over there. The cookie looked meaty. The cookies look meaty, man. It looked half baked. Trust me. And I saw it all around the ends. And then from there, I was just like, bro, I can sell anything.
Anything.
You get me?
But that's also about your image and your name. You know, your name holds weight. If you kind of ruin your reputation by doing silly things or associating yourself with the wrong people, it will lead you to stay in your name. But sometimes you can't even clean it or get it back.
I would say it's arguable, but I would say definitely you can't like hide away from it, especially with like, let's say allegations or some sort. Like I wouldn't say it, but that's why you have to maintain a good image. Especially with me, I feel like as much as I show social media a lot of my personal life, like I show them this is where I'm going, this is like people will be able to know who my main batch is, who my main friends are. But at the same time, there's stuff that I gotta understand as someone with sort of influence and someone with like who's been successful. You gotta understand how to separate and actually understand what you portray to the media. For example, I will never show my personal relationship to the media just for my sake, because I know for like if let's say I have another significant other now, I don't want people to keep on thinking, oh, what's going on between her and her. And I feel like even us like as luxury personal shoppers, like that actually might prohibit you from getting more clientele. Because let's say I have a girlfriend now, and now a female client wants to buy off me just pure of the pure fact that she finds you attractive, and it happens all the time.
It's a thing.
It's a thing just because of the pure fact they find us attractive. They might not buy off me now just because I got a girl. But at the same time, I'm not gonna keep on saying, oh, I'm gonna hold that relationship with them,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like it's just good to separate, just so you can remain professional and just like avoid this sort
I
of
feel like
issues.
that's like taking a girl to go on a drop day. Is it like a mixing business with pleasure? It's not a very good.
No, because like if I had like a significant other, I would like bring her along my
Okay.
like allow her.
But you
to
just
see,
wouldn't put her on social media.
because social media, bro, social media is a scary place, bro.
It is too.
Because people on there, like, cool, everybody might look like they're trying to help you out. They might support your thing, but let's say an allegation that came against me today, big one. Like now it's all of a sudden people making TikTok and whatnot. Same people, they're gonna be cussing you the next day, bro.
Yeah, it's a
this or
bandwagon.
that.
Like that girl, she done the girl's hair.
Oh, and then she removed it.
She removed it.
And saw that.
The comments were laughing, but then there's a lot of people like,
Because
there's no need to put that on social media.
and people don't know the full story. That's the thing. And I feel like us, like once you have some sort of influence, people are not gonna want to hear the full story. If you do something bad, you tarnish your image, bro. You're gonna have to get back from that.
You're done. So, talking about the drift, it's hitting everyone, or especially the age that we are. Have you experienced it, the drift? Like having that moment of you're not too sure what's happening, day by day, it's going. You just don't know what's next.
I feel like I didn't have the drift, but I experienced factors of it.
Okay.
During COVID.
Oh, what happened?
During COVID, bro, like we're all stuck inside, and I don't know what I want to do for my future. We don't know if lockdown's gonna get uplifted, what's gonna happen. And I would say I'm a very optimistic person from a young age. I've always had sort of plans, and obviously I used to play football back then. So then I'm thinking, what does this mean? Like, can I still play for clubs? So then from age, I used to just sit in my room and generally just think like, bro, what do I do? Do you get me? And I would say I'm a very religious sort of person. So man's praying and meditating. I'm trying to think like, God, give me some purpose. Do you get me? And from there, that's when I kind of started. And I actually love shoes from a young age. I've always liked them sort of Jordans. So I'm always just thinking, like, how can I make profit from this? How can I do that? And then from there, I feel like that's why when I started to get into sixth form and whatnot, end of secondary school, I was doing trading at the end of year 11.
We're trading that crypto stocks.
Yeah, crypto. Do you get me? I've always been interested in crypto. So from a young age, I've actually, I can say proudly, I made over like 4 figures when I was in year 11.
Oh wow!
Do you get me? Over 4 figures, and and at the same time I was working a part-time job. Do you get me? So I'm doing quite good numbers. So man's thinking, cool, I can understand. Like that's kind of how my perspective of money kind of sort of differentiated, because I've understood, cool, I'm obviously gonna be around money for the rest of my life. Like I'm not gonna be someone that's gonna struggle for it, and I've understood that. But it's understanding how can I actually put myself in a position where I'm gonna make quite a lot. And it's going to fit the sort of lifestyle that I want to portray for me, my family, and the people that are around me. So cool. Then, obviously, as I'm making this sort of money, I've understood that, cool, it's not going to be flash straight. Nothing's going to be, it's not going to be flash straight. It's not going to be just easy. So then it's just about the sort of path that I want to go through it. And I understood that, bro, I'm good at business and I'm good at changing people's lives. And even with the next sort of project that I'm trying to, the next phase of Pacific Elite, the next 2 weeks, once it launches fully, I feel like it might be something, a game changer, proper game changer.
So if someone asks you, oh, how do I get away from this drift that I'm going through? You'd probably say, look for your purpose, find something that you enjoy, find something that you're passionate about, and find a way to capitalize of it, and go from there.
I'll say that, and at the same time, give yourself a target.
Okay.
Because if you don't, even with me, I have to keep on setting myself targets to just make sure that I'm locking in. For example, this summer, I say I had a lot of fun. I visited like 4 countries in like 3 months.
What's your favourite?
Marrakesh. I'm back there. Trust me, I'm going back to Marrakesh. And I feel like I had to come back and I had to, sit myself down and understand I need to set myself a target for Q4. Because if I don't, as much as cool, I'm going to make money every day, but I'm not fulfilling my potential. So I've set myself, cool, before the end of the year, everybody hold me accountable to this. I have to sell minimum 3 houses. Do you get me? I have to sell minimum 3 houses, and alongside that, with Pacific Elite, I'm trying to make sure that I get at least 500 people. 500 people that to join that.
Oh wow. That
sort of program. So I have big targets, and I feel like when you set yourself big targets, every single day you hustle 1% better.
Get way closer to it. You grew up in South London, around Peckham. You then now decided to become, you're from young 14, 15 entrepreneur. your friends, how did you distinguish and separate, friends from, like, cool, you guys, I'm not coming out today, get me, everyone's focusing on luxury selling or on the recruitment. How do you separate your friends?
I feel like with that, as I was getting serious towards like the start of sixth form, with that, it happened naturally. And that's what school did to me. School, like, I got kicked out from school from quite early, from a couple months in. And from there, I wasn't able to find another school. So naturally, I'm staying at home. So naturally, when I'm getting all of
What
these
did your mum
jobs,
say when you got kicked out? Hey, head
that's
day.
another story. You get me? My mom is not, bro. I'm getting grilled daily. I remember, bro. There's mornings, bro. Man used to wait. My mom is on volts. My mom is saying, "You got kicked out of school again. This is what happened in sixth form. I mean, this happened in secondary. This happened in primary." Bro, and the thing about my mom is, I love her to bits, but my mom can exaggerate. Like, bro, man could get kicked out for just like 2 days. My mom is saying, "Is this what you want to do with your life? You want to be these boys that don't go to school? They sell drugs." Bro, and I know there was a time period, bro. Man's going out like 10 a.m. I'm sorting clients' orders, but now I'm chilling out with other resellers in the afternoon. I'm not coming back till evening. But I'm saying, "You're selling drugs? You're selling drugs? Is this all you're doing?" Bro, but I feel like, bro, naturally, especially with my boys now, bro, I have a locked in circle. Do you get me? Like, I'm able to differentiate the people. Like, and I don't even think I had that much unserious people about me, because naturally, everybody that is around me or sees my journey, you want to do the same.
You gravitate towards it.
You gravitate towards it. Especially with one of my best friends, I brought him in like my property side of business. Like, I feel like that's what naturally is meant to happen. That's what we should be doing as young individuals. Whatever opportunity we do see and whatever we're successful in, bring somebody in. Like, I feel like people might say, "Oh, don't make friends with business. Don't make family with business." But if you have enough patience and you have enough knowledge to be able to teach them, bro, you're going to be successful regardless.
I've heard that, don't bring XYZ into business, but it's like, it's all about understanding that you want them to succeed. It's better to, succeed with your cousin, your sister, your brother, than to succeed with Richard from...
It's true. Richard from down the road, that's already a multi's name. You get me?
It's mad. It's actually mad. One thing. To those parents that are scared to let their children start a business, to let their children go down the path of entrepreneurship, what would you say to those parents?
I think have that conversation, because I feel like, especially within, let's say, London, if you want to say London, I feel like, especially with parents, like, there's no communication, there's not enough communication or serious communication. And I feel like that conversation is something, if you're trying to be a young entrepreneur, you're trying to have your own business, have that conversation, whether it's your mum or your dad or your carer, whoever's taking care of you, have that conversation. Because especially for me, personally, if I didn't have that conversation with my mum and showed her, "Mum, this thing is doing numbers for me," do you get me? And I remember that day as well. Bro, man showed my mum, bro, I'm going to be successful. Like, whether you like it or not, whether dad likes it or not, I'm going to be successful. And however I do it, you just got to trust it. Like, I'm not going to hear what you're saying, because, like, because you're not going to save me. And I don't want to, like, if imagine putting your mum in the position where, she's going to have to loan you money every single day. She's going to have to give you money to go do this, go do that. Like, bro, I told my mum, I don't want that for you. So I feel like from now, this day onwards, you're going to have to trust me and whatever I do. Do you get me? I'm going to have losses. I'm going to have days where I don't want to work. And trust me, I have those days where I don't want to work. I don't want to get out of my bed. But it's going to be up to me, because I'm going to hold myself accountable once again and go and get it. You get me? So I feel like it just comes down to having that conversation with parents. Parents, make sure you're listening, please. Please have that conversation with your son, your daughter, and just understand what they want for themselves. Because if you can understand what they want for themselves, you can now have a mutual agreement and decide what's the best way forward. Whether it's going through university, having a part-time job while saving to fund that business, or you can go straight into apprenticeship and have that business on the side. There's many different avenues, but it just comes down to having that sort of communication, so there's an alignment, and then that's just the best way forward.
I feel like a serious feeling is when a family member or a close friend says to you, "I know you're going to be successful." You see, when they say that to you, you're like, now I have to be. And
I have to.
You can't fail, because if you fail,
there's no like, even failure is not an option. And I feel like that's a thing with teenagers as well. I told my little bro this as well. I tell him all the time, bro. Even from when he's a young age, 13, 14, and obviously he's starting to learn more. Like, he's starting to hear my name around his school, and he's flipping he was in year 7, year 8 then. So he's hearing about my name, and I showed him, cool, whatever. I can be well known, but you gotta understand, when you get to my age now, you get to my level of success, and I haven't even hit the levels that I want to hit. Brother, failure is not an option. Please do not ever think there's a plan B.
Yeah.
There's no plan B for what we're trying to do. Do you get me? It's either we make it or we die trying.
Yeah.
You get me? We make it or we die trying, brother. Mums.
Well, you guys just have that conversation. You know, say to them, this is what's going to happen. And there's no two ways about it.
Literally.
TK, thank you. You've give some amazing words and definitely brought some laughs to the people.
I appreciate it still, brother.
Where can people find you, whether that's for the recruitment, whether that's selling a property, buying a property, or even if they want to tap into the luxury resale, if you could tell the camera.
For general sort of conversation and advice, you can hit me on Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok as well. I answer TikTok. Snapchat is tk.priv9. TikTok and Instagram is tkrealestate_. And for LinkedIn, connect with me. You know, you can see my success, my achievements, and even what I'm about to achieve as well. Tomi Jimoh, TOMI space JIMOH. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Trust me, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Have a nice day, bro. What an episode, guys. I've been TK. You guys are here with me. And this is the Last Gen Podcast, changing your life and bringing you guys a better career. We'll see you guys soon.